break. Order pickup or delivery today from any of Flame Broiler's 5 Jacksonville locations or call 904-619-2786. Flame Broiler, bold flavor done right.
Dreamfinders Homes, Monday
on Jaguars Today.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass, still family owned and in business for 100 years. When they say you're going to see a big difference, that's for everything. Custom showers and spas, tabletops, mirrors, even replacing foggy windows, all at a more affordable price. And with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed, Lee and Kate's Glass is your best choice. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA, who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Start your new year off healthy and get screened at Ackerman Cancer Center with on-site imaging, including whole-body MRI, PET and CT scans, and mammography. Early detection is key. Visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to FloridaHomeAC.com/careers to find out more.
Are you ready to reclaim your backyard? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, Surfside Pools is the trusted name for expert pool design. Family owned and operated, they offer pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools transform your backyard into the oasis that you crave. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, where luxury meets leisure.
License number CPC 044080.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
It may be winter in Northeast Florida, but it's one of the most important times to protect your lawn. Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. Their winterizer strengthens roots and improves cold tolerance. Pre-emergent treatments stop spring weeds before they ever start. What that means is you set the stage for a thicker, greener lawn when spring arrives. Call today to schedule your winter lawn treatment with Julington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie. All those festive holiday feasts probably have added a few extra pounds, but here's the thing. You can make this the year you finally lose the weight safely and for good. Now, you know by now my daughter Amber kicked off the journey with Awaken 180 weight loss back in the summer. You ready for this? She's lost 100 pounds in 6 months. Man, is she proud of that. 100 pounds. And she really did it with this really, really good plan. There's no shots, no medications, no supplements, just real food and a proven plan. That's right. With Awaken 180, you can still enjoy your favorite food and drink. No more yo-yo diets or feeling deprived. The structured program empowers you to control your eating without hunger. It really is doable. Don't just resolve to make the change. Make the change. Call Awaken 180 today and take that first small step. Book your consultation now, 1-844-346-1800, or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It worked for Amber. It really did. And it can work for you. Awaken 180 weight loss.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. David Garrard on Jaguars Today, enhanced by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida, professional water damage and fire restoration services on 1010XL.
All right, this coming from the desk of one Adam Schefter, who you got to double check him from time to time because, what was it just last week? He said, Christopher McCaffrey became the first player in history, believed to be the first player in league history to be a finalist for MVP, comeback player of the year, and offensive player of the year in the same season. You mean since last year, since Joe Burrow did it last year? All the way back in the dark days of 2024.
It was so long ago.
It was so long ago. It was hard to recall. And then Adrian Peterson also was
done multiple times.
Yes, it's been done multiple times. So,
Wow.
but nevertheless, Adam Schefter informed the world this morning that Grant Udinski, the Jaguars' offensive coordinator, is closer to remaining the Jaguars' offensive coordinator, although not assured to right now. He has apparently informed the Cleveland Browns, Udinski has, that he's removing his name from consideration for their head coaching job. He's got a new contract now in Jacksonville that will bump his pay. And the Jags are, though, allowing him to continue pursuing the Bills' head coaching job. Like, I wonder if it went down like, hey, I really don't necessarily want to take this one, but I might get this one. And it's going to be hard for me to turn down this money and the status and everything that comes with it. I know it's not the ideal head coaching job, but it is a head coaching job. And the Jags were like, yeah, let's see what we can do financially for you. Let's bump that up because we don't want you taking that job either. Now, we understand get the opportunity to coach Josh Allen. That's a different story, Dave. But I would be surprised if he gets the Buffalo gig. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. You know, I know he's interviewing for it, but I haven't heard that the buzz around him like I did around the Cleveland Browns situation.
Yeah, I mean, I love that he's getting all the shine. What do you guys think about the fact that he didn't call plays or anything?
Well, I mean, that's obviously a drawback, right?
Yeah, but how does another team, what are they going off of to say, we feel like you might have potential if you didn't call the plays and get the team in situations and all that other kind of stuff?
I think you're going off of how he interviews, right? You're obviously you're interviewing him because he has a good reputation of being really smart and being really integrated and knowing this offense very well. And this offense obviously took Trevor Lawrence to much greater heights this year, and as the season went on, got playing better and better, and they were like scoring 33 a game over the last however many weeks it was. And so I guess, you get in there and he's got to convince you.
I was going to say, does whoever's doing the meeting, are they going to say, well, how would you be calling plays, and what is your style, and what would you be doing different than what was done with the Jags? I guess those are all the kind of questions that you're going to get, but it just seems interesting to me. I don't know how well you can do things if you haven't. Has he ever called plays?
Not to my knowledge.
So I don't know, how you are as a coach as far as, calling plays. That kind of is a big thing usually with the offensive side guys. They usually are the guys that are calling plays, and then we can see what you've done. We can see your in-game situations and the plays you called and how Trevor has taken off from there. It's just, I don't know. It's just interesting to me. I'm not saying anything good or bad about it. It's interesting.
Yeah, here was Liam Cohen, what was this, last week, going back 2 weeks almost now, right? Season-ending presser. He was asked about the prospect because Anthony Campanile is still a candidate for the Arizona job, and apparently Udinski is still a candidate at least for the Buffalo job, although, again, I think that's less likely with a team that feels like they're on the brink. I think a team like Cleveland might be willing to roll the dice on the next up-and-comer and say, hey, you know what? We haven't seen you call plays, but we've seen a lot of bad – lot of things that haven't worked here. We're willing to try. And by the way, Kevin Stefanski got a job like this and was the 2-time coach of the year in Cleveland. So it may not be the play calling, going on in Cleveland. It may be more concerning than that. But here's what Liam Cohen had to say about the prospect of maybe losing not only one, but possibly 2 coordinators in the same offseason.
Both those guys did a great job this year and were in their first years doing those roles and responsibilities. And so anytime you have success, you're going to have people come and call and knock on the door. And those guys have earned some of those interviews and opportunities, whether those happen this year down the line. I think both of those guys are future head coaches at some point. And so that just comes along the territory. It comes with it. It's the bittersweetness of our profession. You want to continue to give people opportunities to grow while also protecting your product and what you do here and how you operate. So it's definitely a fine line that you walk, but it's opportunity, and they've earned those opportunities to interview for those positions, and you try to help them along that process as much as possible. So do I anticipate losing those guys or many coaches, from the staff? Not sure. I'm not sure what that looks like. That ultimately isn't my decision. And, but we have to be prepared. We have to think about what are the next steps if those things were to happen. And those are conversations that, we're having right now.
Yeah, it sounds like Liam found the mic like halfway through.
Yeah, I know.
The answer too. He got so much clearer halfway through. And look, it is, you want success breeds interest in your coaching staff, and it's just a fact of life. The better teams have done a great job having to navigate that year after year, and having probably Dave, I would imagine, a pipeline of guys that you have in mind. Like, I have no doubt that Liam Cohen knows which way he wants to go if one or both of these guys were to go. Now, he may not get exactly what he wants, but I'm sure he's got a succession plan, and probably multiple succession plans in place.
Yeah, I mean, this is better than having to go through a season and then firing your coordinators and having to get new coordinators. So, yeah, he better. He should always be thinking of who can take the place of whoever leaves, because when you have a successful season, like we've been saying, they're going to try to come pluck those people out of your organization, whether it be players and coaches, to try to make their teams better.
By the way, Jags 25th in offense, total offense in 2024. I'm not saying this is all Udinski, obviously, Liam Cohen. There are a lot of factors that go into it, including player acquisition, but they went from 25th to 11th overall in their offensive ranking. So pretty significant improvement on both sides. I think they finished 11th total in both in the regular season, offense, defense.
Well, when your head coach is going to be busy throughout the week, with the entire team and other stuff that goes on with the team, your coordinator is going to be there right with your quarterback most of the time. He's going to go to other position groups too, but he's going to predominantly be working with your quarterback. So he has had his hands on Trevor this year, and for Trevor to go from last year to this year and perform the way that he did, and the offense looked the way that it did, and nobody questioning play calling and all that kind of stuff, and we're such a generic offense. We always know what we're going to be running and what they're going to call. To go into this season, to have the success that Trevor did, to see the offense look like an offense that everybody can be proud of in Duval, you got to give him a lot of props, and of course, Liam a lot of props.
Yeah, Jags passing wise went 24th to 12th, which was a pretty significant improvement. They went from 26th to 20th in running the ball, and this new guy, DiNucci, who's coming in here, Tony, is that what did I get that name right?
I think so.
I think I might have
I don't know, though.
I think I messed that up.
Yeah.
Is what I did. Jags just hired a guy from the Bucks, and he's going to be their run game coordinator, or Picucci. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking Ben DiNucci. It's Brian Picucci. Apologies to Brian.
Ben DiNucci.
Ben, do you know Ben DiNucci?
I do
You
not.
don't know either one. All right, good to know.
Well, they got the history together, Cohen and he do.
That's right. And
they were together in college, and then they were together in Tampa.
He was at UMass. He was at Kentucky. He was
I
at
think
Tampa.
I heard about this already.
And apparently, the Jags wanted to hire him last year, but they were blocked. He coached their offensive line this year.
Oh, I remember all that.
Right,
yeah.
but he's going to be the run game coordinator for the Jags in 2026. And that run game faded down the stretch this year, so they could use a little juice in that area. Let's go to the phones for the first time this morning. If you want to get in, you're welcome to on the Key Buick GMC phone lines. Leo in Jacks Beach going to be first up today. Hello, Leo.
How you doing, Mike? How you doing?
Leo, get off the speaker, man. We cannot hear you at all. Please.
Okay, I was on the Bluetooth, but
All right, Leo, we'll call back. We can't understand a word you're saying. It sounds like you're underwater right there.
It didn't sound like it was underwater.
Speakerphone's not good for the radio, Leo. We appreciate your call, but we'll get to it a little bit later on. So, I mean, you wonder. Some will say that Udinski pulled his name because he knew he wasn't going to get the job. I don't know if that's the case. I think he had a decent chance, and I think he was probably a little bit torn and a little bit ambivalent between I've got a really good situation here as a young guy, and I wonder if, Tony, at some point in 2026, does Liam Cohen find opportunities for Grant Udinski to call a half of a game here and there? At the very least in the preseason, you would think he'd let him do that to kind of show off his chops. But, I mean, you're playing a team, you're up by 14 in the second half. Do you let Udinski have a hold of the reins for a couple of quarters?
I think it would be a good thing for him to do. Right? Like, I think it says a lot to the next guy that would be coming in as well. It's like, yeah, we have a role for you as the offensive coordinator here. I'm the play caller. That doesn't mean I'm never going to let you call a play. Right? And they can understand the importance of having holding the reins in those moments, having the experience of doing that to allow him that opportunity. And it does make sense if you're looking at the jobs that are being offered. I'm all right with Udinski if he did look at it and say, not Cleveland. Right, like just didn't love the situation that's there. Buffalo's a harder one to just say, nah.
I don't think you turn down the opportunity to coach Josh Allen.
Right, that kind of thing. It's just a different kind of situation there. So I think it feels to me like he kind of knows that this is the beginning of whatever this is going to be for him. Right, and he's not going to say no to everything, but he's going to be willing to be a little bit choosy about what he's going to do. Like, obviously, there are jobs that could be offered to him, and he would just pass on it for now. Like Arizona offering the job, I can understand Udinski if that was offered, just going, not yet, right? Like, I'll wait.
But look, Cleveland would be right at the top of that list, and he did go for a second interview with him, right? So, I do think he played it well because he got a raise out of it, and who knows what other perks he gets along with that, but he gets more money to stay here, and he still gets the opportunity to at least
get the Buffalo job.
Right, just it's a free roll at that job. I got a raise coming either way.
He's looked at the Cleveland team his whole life and seen nothing but just terribleness, especially offensively when...
Oh, they're in the playoffs like 3 years ago.
I know, but just generally overall, especially coming from the quarterback situation where every coach is looking at a team saying, okay, what's the quarterback? And I feel like Sanders might be something that they have there. But who knows? They didn't even want to play him until halfway through the season, and then he actually turns out to be somewhat of their best quarterback out there on the field, but they didn't even want to play him, and it gets their coach fired, who was a two-time coach of the year.
Yeah.
So it's like if he couldn't do it, and he was regarded as one of the best coaches, and he has been stuck with a different quarterback every season, sometimes 3 or 4 quarterbacks in a season. He's just like, I just need something where it's a little bit more stable. It's my first time. I want somewhere where the quarterback I know is legit, and that would be a Josh Allen to kind of help you.
You have to feel good enough about the situation you'd be going back to that the opportunity is going to come back around to you too.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you'd have to feel good. Jacksonville,
the bottom's not going to fall out, and I'm not going to be the hot guy anymore. Which, if the Jags went and were a 5-12 team next year, Tony, that would be the case.
It would be. Like, we saw Ben Johnson do this 2 years ago. We saw it. He was a hot name in the coaching circuit 2 years ago. He said no to a bunch of teams. I'm going back to Detroit for one more year. That's the decision he made. He felt good about the situation he was going to be in there. It worked out really well for him because 2 of the teams that had the money to spend on a coach were the 2 that were at the top of the list going after him. Last year was Chicago and Jacksonville went after him hot and heavy. He chose Jacksonville, right? So from Ben's perspective, and they had the season they did this year, he handled it as well as he could have.
Yeah.
Right? And that kind of thing. I'm not saying that the Udinski situation is exactly the same, but it does feel like if they're going to get the Trevor Lawrence they got in the back half of last season, and there's a confidence being expressed by both of the coaches primarily involved in the offense that they will be getting that kind of guy coming back next year, good news for Jaguars fans, and we'll see what it means for Udinski going into the future.
At least for now, it appears like Grant Udinski is closer to remaining here as the Jaguars OC. We got to take a timeout. If you're on the line, we'll get to you coming out. If you want to hang in there at 641-1010. So your thoughts on Grant Udinski withdrawing his name from the Cleveland job. And also, we want to get into today Travis Hunter and his usage for 2026. What do you think the best plan of action will be for the Jags? Primarily use him as a corner, primarily use him as a wide receiver, make a game plan specific to each week's opponent, or try to make him as close to a full-time two-way player as possible? That's the question of the day here on Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
For the renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. 1010XL. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care. Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
San Jose Collision in Mandarin is proud to be an I-CARD Gold Class collision repair facility. That means they meet the industry's highest training standards. Experience the difference at San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Jaguars Today Monday is built by Dream Finders Homes.
Official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top-quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Covering the First Coast and ready to help when you need it, that's Rebound Rehabilitation. With a dozen locations, they're easy to get to and they'll get you back in the game. Sports injury, workers' comp case, or auto accidents, you name it, they can help. Check out reboundrehab.com.
The Florida Forum welcomes former Russian political prisoner and Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Vladimir Kara-Murza at the Center of Performing Arts. Hear his powerful story of courage, imprisonment, and freedom, February 3rd. All proceeds for the Florida Forum benefit the Women's Board of Wolfson Children's Hospital, supporting a new outdoor play area for behavioral health services. Still to come, Chef Jose Andres on March 31st. Get your tickets now at thefloridaforum.com.
A new year is the perfect time to finally get organized. Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and I love our closets from Closets by Design. They create custom storage systems designed around how you actually live. From closets and garages to home offices, entertainment centers, laundry rooms, and more. Beautiful, functional storage for any space, lifestyle, and budget. Start the new year strong with 40% off plus an extra 15% off, free installation, and 18-month special financing. Schedule your free in-home consultation. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal. Is that a turtleneck? Can't you feel it, Jason? There's a chill in the air. A definite nip. I mean, it is January. In Jacksonville, Jason. I didn't come here for cold. Well, I wouldn't call this. Cold weather gives me the sniffles. Sniffles turns to pneumonia. Suddenly, I'm in a hospital bed with a tube down my throat because Florida didn't get the memo about ignoring winter. So, switch over to heat. What if my system can't remember how to heat? Dude, put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Bueller Air & Plumbing can make sure your system is ready to switch from cooling to heat. We'll clean your heating coil to get rid of that burning dust smell and make sure you have the coolant pressure to keep your heat pump pumping out the heat. Huh, I had no idea these sunglasses worked in the winter.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida. Professional water damage and fire restoration services.
All right, Jaguars Today, kicking off a fresh week, final week with DG for a little while.
Final one.
What do you got to get up to this offseason? A lot of softball?
A lot of softball. My knee is acting up, so I got to go see my doctor and let him evaluate it and go from there.
All right.
Yeah, so.
Welcome to
older
IR. Age. Welcome to the IR of life.
Yeah, basically.
Right now, and I expected this to be heavily in favor of this option, but the option of the poll, mainly cornerback, part-time wide receiver for Travis Hunter, pulling in 77% of the vote, about 11% each on let the matchup dictate week to week or let him be a full-time two-way player. Only 1% say mainly wide receiver, part-time cornerback, which it felt like he was more leaning towards that this year. But that was probably out of necessity and what they had on the roster.
It was. I mean, first of all, we started off the season dropping every pass by every receiver.
True story.
So we needed him to step up more as a receiver, and he was starting to do that and then, of course, got injured. But looking at our team now, we need most of our help on the defensive side of things. And it just looks like also he is like a really good cover guy, and it'd be nice to have one of those kind of lockdown cover guys. The issue that comes in is when you're playing half of the time on offense, you just don't get to lock in on your skill set defensively. You don't get to like own it because this is what I'm working on constantly the whole time. And even when you're working outside of practice, you're still constantly having to do both. So you never can just firmly lock in on this side, do these drills, work my craft, be better at this so that I can be the best, cover defender. You're still mentally having to think, all right, now in the next hour, I'm going to work all my receiver stuff. So you still can't just I want him to be the greatest, at least on one side or the other, figure it out. Because I think he can be one of the greatest offensively and he can be one of the greatest defensively. It's just going to be really hard to do them both at the same time.
All right, we'll pick that up here in a second. 641-1010 out to the lines. We go to Philip in Arlington next on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Philip.
Hey, guys. Happy post-mortem Jaguar Monday, man. I'm in a mood. This weather's getting to me. I want to ask you guys generally about the rest this year. Yesterday, we saw the Pats pick up a backward pass, run it in. The refs had blown the whistle. And then I saw a video the Rams were saying there were 6 definite penalties that went on Seattle's favor, and because the conspiracy, they wanted the Pats in the Super Bowl. But I don't know, man. I keep telling people it's time for AI refs. The refs are just getting too bad. And one last thing, what's the word on Campanile in Arizona? And in the words of Liam, Duval.
The word on Campanile in Arizona is that they have interest in maybe hiring him. I mean, until I don't have any inside scoop on whether or not who they're leaning towards or whether he is leaning towards that job. The idea that the NFL said, let's call a bunch of penalties on Seattle and keep the number 2 television market in America out of the Super Bowl is, well, you put the adjective on it that you want. I mean,
people go too far with this stuff.
I mean, look, they're blown calls every week. By the way, do you really think that so they didn't want the Patriots in the Super Bowl? They wanted Jared Stidham and the Denver Broncos with their backup quarterback in the Super Bowl, and that's why they blew that play dead. The play got blown dead because as it's happening, it's hard to tell where the ball is going. Yeah. And then he gets shoved back 5 yards. Stidham does, right? On the play that he's talking about, it was clearly a lateral that got recovered by the Patriots. And had they scooped it, they would have scored on it. But they gave them possession because they had blown the whistle and they ruled it down. But when he gets hit, it's the most ridiculous play by Stidham. Just eat the ball.
Eat the ball.
Eat the ball and punt it. In that game, in those circumstances, that's the only touchdown New England got all day is off of that short field, and he tries this two-hand shove kind of thing, and
he did it again later.
Right. Well, right, but that one,
no one was anywhere near anything.
Right. That was to R.J. Harvey, late in the game.
Two-hand shove again. Like it's one of those where I'm surprised that as much as we've talked about those kind of plays, that the officials don't just let the play run and then make a call. Right? Like you see what's happening.
That's what they've been kind of taught.
Right.
But
like it feels like that's the discussion that's had is let the play finish and then make a call in the situation. And for New England's sake, they scored on the next play anyway, right? Like they scored right after that anyway, after the recovery. But watching it, I was just like, how do they blow a whistle? Like, how are you doing that?
And I can understand, too, because we see it sometimes watching it on TV, and we can clearly see everything. All the angles are, like, right there for us. But when you're down there on the field and things are happening and your eyes may have been looking somewhere, and then all of a sudden they come back, and now the ball's being thrown, and you thought it was kind of forward, and then the dude gets launched back, and so now it looks like it was it's just, there's a lot. That's why you said, Tone, just let the play go. And let them do whatever they do.
Only problem with letting the play go,
what
then.
You see.
Right, you got to call, because then, you have to have clear and convincing evidence to overturn it. So if you don't believe that that's the right thing to let it go, then you're setting it up in a position where that's got, you've got to prove that wrong, as opposed to just reading the play and diagnosing.
Well, it depends on what they call. Right? Like you let the play in, then you get everybody together and say, look, I think it was a forward pass. We're going to call incomplete. If it's a fumble, well, they'll review it and it'll be what it is.
Which is what they did.
Which is what it wound up being. But it took the touchdown off the board that could have had in a game where the Patriots
they could have got stopped.
Nothing.
They could have fumbled the ball.
And that's fine. You could talk about, was it a good call, a bad call, the way they exercised. The idea that the NFL did not want the two leading MVP candidates to match up in the Super Bowl, that they were in to get the Patriots and the Rams yesterday.
Just stop watching.
I mean, what are you watching football for? Honestly. I mean, Drake May versus Matt Stafford for the next 2 weeks, beating that into the ground, that's the number one storyline that they would have chosen coming out of yesterday's action. I mean,
I wish they could actually play a game where they say, hey, refs, all right, everybody knows this. You're going to actually try to help that other team win, and you would realize how hard that is, because you have to make some drastically stupid calls, like the one that happened to New Orleans in that game. Like, that was the most obvious
the one against
pass
the Rams?
interference.
Back?
Yes.
Yeah.
That wasn't called. Like, that is the only time I've seen a play where I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. Refs blow calls, man.
They do. That's what I like about the refs, and they're human, that don't put AI into it, because AI?
What are you
Are they going to analyze every individual block and everything?
What is AI? We have robots on the field?
Now we can't
how
play.
is AI refereeing
There's a
football
hold on every play. We're never going to play football.
Yeah, enjoy that, future. Let's go to Jack in St. Johns County. Jack, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning. No disrespect to our number one draft choice last year, but in my opinion, the offense played much better after he was injured. They were more coherent. They played better as a team. The wide receivers picked up. The only loss we had was perhaps on the defensive side, and I'm wondering if the chemistry was better during his injury, and what impact would this have on how they'll use him in the 2026 season. Maybe a limited package on offense and then primarily a defensive player.
No, it's a good question and observation. Let's hold the thoughts on that, because we got a break coming up here. Let's discuss that coming back on the other side here on Jaguars Today. Talking about starting to transition into that now. Travis Hunter's usage and what's the best way to employ him this year. Did the chemistry improve when he went out? The offensive numbers improved in the second half of the season. You can't argue that. Let's discuss that when we come back on the other side. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here. If you're looking for the best selection of trucks in Jacksonville, well, it's truck time at big number 1 Duval Ford. They've got Jacksonville's largest selection of brand new trucks with massive discounts, over $10,000 off select models. That's right. Duval Ford savings you won't find anywhere else. Your next truck is waiting at big number 1 Duval Ford. So visit online at duvalford.com or stop by 1616 Cassett Avenue today. It's truck time, and go find yours at big number 1 Duval Ford.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
The votes are in for the Folio Weekly Best of Jax Awards. The award for Best Sports Radio Show goes to
Helmets and Heels.
The winner for Best Radio Sports Anchor is
Dan Hicken.
Hear them every day on 1010XL.
If you're listening to 1010 and you're a parent, chances are your kids are playing sports. Check out i9sports.com with spring and summer registration open right now. In the gym or on the field, and now at Tokoi Creek High School and Westside Middle. Check it out, i9sports.com.
Dream Finders Homes Monday on Jaguars Today.
What's up, Duval? I'm Tab Valamic, owner of Purple Heart Pools, Jacksonville's veteran-owned pool company for over 10 years. We specialize in new pool construction and pool renovations, built on military values, integrity, communication, attention to detail, and honor. Now is the perfect time to start your pool project, so when the heat hits, your pool is ready. As an Iraq War veteran and Purple Heart recipient, pride in what I do is everything. Let me show you the difference in how my team and I execute your pool project with military precision. Call Purple Heart Pools, Jacksonville's veteran pool company.
For your chance to win tickets to Chris Stapleton and special guest Alan Stone, June 11th at ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, text Chris to the text line built by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, here to share with you an actual client review.
Dude, these shirts are sick.
Check out the shirts and other sick promo items at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Awaken 180 weight loss. Hacker here. And look, I get the question a lot. Hacker, tell me about Awaken 180 weight loss. Well, where do I begin? It's the best weight loss program I've ever been on. When I started Awaken 180 back in February of 2024, I weighed 317 pounds. In the next calendar year, I lost 110 pounds on the program. There were no shots. There were no pills. It was the coaching I got. My coach, Kate, was with me every step of the way. Awaken 180 weight loss is an all-natural solution to weight loss. If you follow their program, their guidance, you will lose the weight. I'm living proof. If it's time for you to make that change in your life, like it was for me, do yourself a favor and go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. He's still throwing passes. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL, enhanced by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida.
All right, so I know he's going to the Super Bowl. And who knows, maybe he'll win Super Bowl MVP. But R.J. Saunders, any second thoughts on Reek Woolen being high on your your free agent list for the Jags?
I stand by it.
All right. You know what? You're probably better off digging in, right? Why backpedal? Because
he did make some plays though.
He made a few plays. Look, he had a bad sequence.
He had a very bad sequence.
I mean,
he made the play before he had the penalty.
He did. But that's what started the bad. That's what started the bad sequence.
It's 4th and 12, bro, and you just let him convert because you're yelling at the
You're
sideline.
on their sideline,
and the ref's
yelling
like,
at him.
No, you're gonna have to go. No, no, really, you're gonna have to go. No.
Oh,
All
now
right,
Stafford's
fine,
involved.
fine.
Yeah, here we
Flag
go.
Comes out. Yeah, because Stafford was yelling right back at him. But Tariq Woolen had the dropped interception, had the play that converted 4th and 12, and then on the very next play, gives up the touchdown.
Instant karma.
Cooper Kupp. Right there, Cooper Kupp, man.
How about go celebrate with your team?
How about that, Dave? I hear that all the time. Go celebrate your team. But everybody wants to make it about them, or some guys do.
Me.
Some guys do.
Some guys.
To the point, like, I get it. You want to thump your chest a little bit. It's an emotional game.
Love it.
But at a certain point, man, draw the line. It's 4th and 12.
Yeah.
Bro, you got them off the field. You did your job. You're going to get all the credit. And now you're getting all the blame. And granted, they won.
Yeah.
So Mike McDonald took it easy on him after the game. Too. It's a very
only because they
emotional
won.
moment. Oh, you think?
Only because they won.
All right, so caller a moment ago suggested, did the chemistry improve offensively when they got Travis Hunter out? And my first inclination, wait a minute, what are you talking?
Yeah.
This is Travis Hunter coming off an 8-catch, 101-yard game. Now, granted, they only scored 7 points in that game. It was their worst game of the year. But they finally kind of took the kid gloves off, whatever phrase you want to use, took the reins off and cut him loose and gave him 14 targets, which was basically double what he had in any game up to that point. And he responded with 8 catches for 101 yards and a touchdown against the Rams. Then he gets hurt in practice, and we never see him again. So we don't know what the chemistry would have been like, but I do think there were times early in the year, guys, when they were just we don't know exactly what to do with him yet.
Yeah.
Right? Let's get the ball to him. Everything was a quick screen, right?
Yep.
Just get the ball in his hands, see if he can make a guy or two miss. And he often would.
Yep.
But they didn't quite really know how to integrate him into the full offense.
And that happens. And so your coaches will go into games thinking, all right, we've got to target him. We've got to make sure we get the ball in his hands because we want to see what he can do. Everybody wants to see what he can do. It's not just the head coach or the owner or something like that, or just for the fans. Everybody wants to see what he can do so they can start to add to his bag, if you will, and having an array of plays called for him. But I don't know, and I wouldn't say, and maybe, yes, the chemistry got better only because it wasn't one person now that they figured this is who we got to start targeting with the ball. You got to let the game come to you, and our offense isn't we have this one dominant guy that can just go moss everybody and make every play. We've got an array of guys. We got a group of guys. Jacoby coming in truly helped because that helped solidify the hands that we needed, the possession guy that we needed, and also the big play kind of guy that we needed too, even though he wasn't like a deep shot guy. But he created so many big plays for us that everybody else just relaxed and started to calm down and saying, we've got a good alpha here. Now let me just do my job. Not, I've got to rise up to the occasion because everybody's dropping the ball and now I've got to make these plays so that we can show everybody that we're a really good offense. That wasn't the case early on. Early on there, everybody was pressing. Everybody was trying. BTJ is his second year. He's going to come out and be this, all-pro guy, this Pro Bowl guy that we're going to have every year, and that didn't happen. And so it was a little bit of a shock for the offense, and so they just started thinking, all right, well, let's just start messing around with our new weapon now and seeing what he can do, and then he got hurt. And then I think Trevor was just able to just kind of really settle in and say, let me just get the ball to the open guy. His coaches were working with him, saying, start finding the open guy, go through your reads, let the defense take you to the open guy kind of thing. And I think that's what helped him. It was not just let me find my main guy. Let me let the defense take me to the guy that's going to be open.
Look, I think Travis Hunter would have had the numbers Parker Washington had on the season if he had played all year. right? Like I do. I think that he would have filled that role for him in the offense. I think the thing that may have changed when Hunter got hurt, look, we can all look at what happened in the first half of the season when Hunter was available and the times where they just couldn't get him lined up.
Yeah.
Right? Like they were having issues with him just being in the right spot at times. Now, it felt like that was kind of starting to stop for Hunter, and that he was getting very comfortable with what it was going to look like for him as far as the role in the offense. Now, obviously, when he goes down, they make the decision, look, we're in the middle of what looks like a very competitive year. We got to do something. So they go out and get Jacoby, and it makes you kind of change the way that you feel about a bunch of different things. But I look at it and say, I think Hunter would have had the impact that Parker Washington had if he had been available for the entire season. He wasn't, so you don't deal with that. And I think the other issues were getting cleaned up for him as far as the lining up and that kind of thing, but it was an issue early on in the season for him, but it felt like that was kind of going away. So a chemistry question on it, I don't think so.
I could see, like, it depends on how you define chemistry. I think short term, I mean, things were clunky at times when they tried to, you know, like, exactly how do we make this smooth? Yes, we can dial up X amount of targets to him and make sure he gets the ball, but is he getting that in the flow of the offense, or are we just trying to say, no matter what,
we're forcing it.
He's going to get the ball on this play no matter what? By the way, when we come back, think about this, all right? I want your best bid without looking it up. How many yards did Jacoby Myers, not counting the playoff game, okay, in the 9 regular season games with the Jags, how many yards did Jacoby Myers average per game for the Jaguars? I want best bids out of the trio when we return. No cheatsies, please, as we head into hour number 2. If you want to get in, 641-1010. Let's continue to talk about Travis Hunter and the different ways the Jags might employ him this year. Obviously, many feel like it's going to be heavy reliance on the defensive side with a smattering on offense, or a less significant offensive role. It's hard to know exactly, right? It's not like I don't think they're going to Deion Sanders him and throw him out there for 2 or 3 snaps a game and let him run deep. I think they will try to find some ways to use him more organically, but let's discuss that as we get into the second hour. With David Garrard, his final day here on 1010 XL for the 2025 season. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010 XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Superior products, exceptional service. Sharing ideas.
We all want a victory!
And emotions.
We all want a victory!
1010 XL.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too. From Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Jaguars Today.
You're settled into a Dream Finders Homes Monday.
Happy New Year, everyone. It's time to treat yourself to something special.
What better way to start the year than with a stunning Cadillac from Randy Marion Cadillac?
My dad, Randy Marion, is the king of price, and we've got unbeatable prices and a great selection to choose from.
You can see all the inventory at RandyMarionCadillacJacksonville.com.
And don't forget, we need your car even if you don't buy from us.
Ask for Sean Spencer and he'll pay top dollar for your vehicle. Drive to Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville. Plus tax tag titled $9.99 admin fee and resistol on approved credit.
You want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to FloridaHomeAC.com/careers to find out more. We're talking a competitive, guaranteed base salary with bonus opportunity, comprehensive paid training programs, and promotions based upon performance and top shelf benefits. It's all waiting for you. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com/careers. Florida Home AC, equal opportunity employer.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
What Baltimore Orioles player received a 22-minute standing ovation?
For over 20 years, Southern Oak Insurance has given Floridians a better alternative to their current homeowner's policy. See what you can get with Southern Oak. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Cal Ripken holds the record of playing 2,632 consecutive games. On his final game, the Oriole great received a 22-minute standing ovation.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval!
Hi, this is Dave Barker with IHRS. Are you frustrated with those trendy pills, drops, and lotions that claim to make your hair thicker and fuller? Are you taking weight loss drugs or medication that's making your hair fall out? Whether you're frustrated with results from treatments that just don't work, or you no longer have the fuller, thicker hair that you once had, there's a better way. Our hair restoration solutions have helped literally over 10,000 men and women restore their hair in as little as 2 office visits.
Ready to grow your hair back and have permanent, natural, and guaranteed results? For your confidential consultation, call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or go to hairforme.com. That's hairforme.com.
Here's your 1010XL local sports update, sponsored by Peterbrook, your neighborhood chocolatier. Florida head coach Todd Golden says his team was not in character in the loss to Auburn.
We pride ourselves on being the mentally and physically tougher team. I don't think we were either of those tonight.
The Jaguars added Brian Picucci as a run game coordinator, bringing in the former Bucs O-line coach to booster Liam Cohen's offense. That's your 1010XL local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Right now, 59 degrees at 11:01. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. David Garrard Monday is inspected by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida on 1010XL.
DG, we're just talking as we continue the conversation on the break about Travis Hunter and not lining up right properly all the time, and you just think that kind of is a natural offshoot of a combination thing. A, he's a rookie.
Yep.
It's going to happen. B, he's splitting time. I mean, that's a big one. You can list them in either order, but he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
He's an academic All-American. I mean, the guy's very smart, but it's a lot to put on your plate. How difficult do you think? I know you haven't had to do it at this level, but to switch your mind between what you're being taught, offense and defense, and not get yourself confused out there.
Yeah, well, I mean, you see why you haven't seen it as much. I mean, there's maybe a handful of guys that have really tried to do it, and whichever side of the ball that usually it was a defensive guy trying to come over to the offensive side, they would only get, a handful, if not a dozen plays within a game, just because it's a lot. There's a lot that they have to learn defensively so that they are always in the right spots and never give up big plays. And as you guys see, that still happens even with guys that are over there 100% of the time. So now the transition over to offense, and you've got to line up, stay static or motion, but you also got to line up at the right spot. We were all in here talking about little things like receivers have to know whether they're lining up on the bottom of the number or the top of the number. And that's a big thing. You will get chewed out if you line up 2 yards too far outside or too far in. So those things matter. And the quarterback can't always get you lined up 1 or 2 yards from where you are. We just know you're going out to the left. That's where you should be. Now you have to know if you are to be in that exact spot, because for the offense, most of the time it's all timing. And if you're just 2 yards off, you might be out of bounds now catching the ball as opposed to catching the ball inbound. So when you're a rookie, there's already a lot on your plate on one side of the ball. But when you're trying to learn both sides, you can't give them the entire playbook especially as a rookie, and especially if you're breaking down both sides of the ball, trying to learn both sides. So it's a lot. That's why I always felt like going into his second year would probably really be his, kind of coming out party, because when you're thinking so much, you're not able to play nearly as fast. And he was already kind of playing fast for himself, but there's still a lot that he has to learn, a lot of little itty bitty things to make him kind of that all pro, either receiver or DB, whichever one they figure out he's going to really be.
Let's not forget. I mean, I get it. College and pros are different things, but the reason they drafted this guy is because they felt he was a unicorn. He felt he was special, and that he was capable of handling this. And, oh, by the way, he did win the Biletnikoff Award as the top receiver in the country, and he did win the Bednarik Award as the top defensive player in the country, and he did win the Heisman Trophy because he excelled on both sides.
Really
Right,
good.
Like, it's still, like, I'm not ready to give the experiment up. A lot of people are like, let's make him a lockdown corner and forget about it.
I'm still okay with if they even want to come back out and do the same thing they did this past season. I would be okay with it. He has a full year of at least being in a system. I know he was hurt, but he still was there studying, still looking at plays, still going through, the rigmaroles of an NFL player. But now going into his second season, you're just hoping that he can start training sooner in the off season, as opposed to having to wait until like the summer before he can really get out there and start running around, because he just needs everything. He's young. He needs it all. He's playing two positions. He needs as much work as he can possibly get.
All right, let's not forget, how many yards per game Jacoby Myers receiving?
I'm going with like 75.
75 a game. Tony Smith.
50.
RJ Saunders.
Goodness, I'll go 65.
I thought he'd go 62 and a half, right? I thought he was going to split it right down the middle. 53.6.
Wow.
53.6.
Well, he had a few games where he didn't get much in a few games.
How does that compare to everyone else on the team?
Well, had he played 17 games, he would have had 912 yards. So slightly better, right? I mean, for the overall, for the full season, what did Parker end up with? 8 something.
Did you take his numbers from the Raiders?
I took just the Jaguar numbers. He played 9 games. So I took the total yards, divided it by 9, and then to get the 53 a game, and he would have come out to.
Why did it seem like he had just these monster games, or he was just catching the ball?
He was catching the ball, and he scored. He scored 3 touchdowns early. Those were the only 3 he got. Right? He scored in 3 consecutive weeks. So that's a pace for about 915 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Yeah. I pulled it up. Yards per game for the Jacksonville Jaguars last year, 5th on the team. Travis Hunter with 42.6 a game in the games that he played.
Okay.
Britton Strange 4th with 45. Brian Thomas 3rd with 50.5. Parker Washington 2nd, 52.9. Jacoby Myers led the team, 53.7.
53 points. Wow. Yeah, 53.7. Right.
That's distribution.
Led the team, but that's not like. If I told you we signed a 915 yard, 6 touchdown receiver and gave him $20 million, what'd you say?
That's
not good use of your money.
No.
Right? But we saw it with our own eyes. The effect
he changed
he
the
had.
complexion of
I
the
think
offense.
he did.
Yeah.
And I think it's fair to say, and he is, when you talk about the intangible stuff, we don't care. When guys, and that's what we do, we go right to the numbers. We don't go, this guy's a willing blocker, right? This guy's a great locker room guy. They value these things, and he was all those and more for this football team.
Yeah.
He was down there hustling to throw blocks for other guys and vice versa, and he seemed to be a great fit.
And we don't also see that maybe he allowed Parker Washington to really go off, because the defenses were focusing on him so much, and they also just took him away. And so Trevor's like, well, thank you, Jacoby, for this, because now Parker's just sitting here one-on-one killing everybody.
Yep, there is that aspect of it as well. Let's go to Brian on the west side, next up on Jaguars Today. Brian, good morning.
Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing?
Good, man. What's up?
No, in my opinion, the offense flourished in the second half. I just think the wide receivers got more experience. At the beginning of the year, we had Travis Hunter, Dwamie Brown, and BTJ, and it just wasn't a lot of experience in there. And then later on, we bring in Myers, Parker Washington's report with Trevor Lawrence, plus players like Tim Patrick, Even Tim Jones made a play in the Oakland, Raiders game. So I just think as the season progressed, we just had more professionals at wide receiver. So I just want to take y'all's comments off the air. Thanks for the call.
All right, man, appreciate it. Yeah, I think that's true.
They grew up a little bit, you know.
De'Ami Brown was a complete miss.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about that one touchdown he had in the end zone and just straight dropped it.
Yeah.
I think they all did that.
Didn't
but
materialize
still.
as a deep threat and basically played to his career averages, which was a part-time bit player who flashed some athleticism but never put it together except for a couple of games in the playoffs last year, which is what got him probably on Liam Cohen's radar, quite frankly. But no question about it. I mean, I do think that is the thing you can't quantify just with numbers, the settling effect that Jakobi Meyers had on this offense, and particularly because he had lost Travis Hunter. And now how are we going to transition and who is going to step up to fill that role? And he came along at the right time.
Yeah, and it speaks to why they discussed it late in the season the way they did. You know, like it's if they take away X, what will you do? And he's like, yeah, we'll go to the next guy. Right? Like that's, and the numbers tell you that's what they did. Like, who are you taking away? If they're all going to average 50 a game, who are you going into the game saying, we got to take this 50 off the table? Like, it's just, you kind of have to take care of Brian Thomas Jr. because he is the most dangerous. Right? Like, he's the one that can get over the top, so you kind of have to figure out what you're going to do, have a plan for that, and we'll deal with whatever else they do, is basically the way the teams defended the Jags. That's only effective if Jakobi and Parker give you that.
Yeah.
And they both did.
Yeah, by the way, if you just take Parker's, second half numbers, and I can do that here in a minute, and play them out, like if he had played that role the full season, his numbers would be well over what this group he finds himself in right now, because he did play like a guy who was a threat to go for 100 any given week in the second half of the year. Let's get Miles in Texas before we hit the break. Miles, you're on Jaguars Today. Good morning.
Hey, guys. How's it going? You guys doing all right?
Yeah, what's up?
Good.
All right. So, yeah, I just want to say, man, I think we just continue with what we were doing with Travis prior to his injury, which it felt like it was like a 60-40 defense offense. And then, he gets injured, but we finally see Trevor, do that thing where he can throw to, bench warmers, untapped receivers, And so, leaving Travis out of any offensive scheme next year just sounds like a no. Is the Pope from Chicago? You know what I mean? So it's just it just kind of feels like that we have to involve him, but we also need to, maybe involve him in some sort of, because of his size, getting the ball to the outside, not putting him in the middle like we were doing this year. And then maybe even some, decoy usage. Hey, Travis, can you go out there and make it look like we're going to give you the ball when we're actually prioritizing Parker, BTJ, and or Myers, which is really exciting, that we have those guys to throw to next year in lieu of, everything and, this crappy playoff run. Sorry. Just what happened this year.
No, it is what it is. Yeah. All right, Miles, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Look, they obviously have much better options going into the offseason than they did last year. I mean, again, you were looking at starting a rookie and De'Ami Brown, who had never done anything, and you didn't realize that Brian Thomas is going to take a major step back in, I don't know, the confidence, the hands, the chemistry, the whatever department. I think it's still in there for Brian Thomas, Dave, but now you roll out Brian Thomas and Jakobi Meyers and Parker Washington and let Travis Hunter fight for his role on offense. One thing I'll disagree with, Tone, I feel like he was playing more offensive snaps than defensively. It didn't feel like the opposite to me.
Yeah, the numbers were he played 67% of the offensive snaps when he was available, 36% on defense.
Yeah, so he was playing about 100% of the snaps, but just splitting it up on both sides. Will he? I mean, they sold it, though, that we're not just talking about him dabbling on both sides. He's going to be a full-time impact player on both sides. Have they changed their mind on that? We're talking about how we would utilize him. Doesn't mean the Jags have given up on the hope that he could be a big-time offensive weapon.
Yeah, well, I just wonder, coming off of an injury, do you maybe think a little bit different about things too until you feel like he is back to being 100% himself?
And shouldn't he be 100% before the season starts?
I would think so. But, everybody says, usually coming back from this injury, it takes you a little bit longer, even though you're healthy, just because you are thinking about making sure that you don't re-injure yourself and whatever those thoughts are that go. I didn't have to deal with that, so I don't, know how that feels. But it's definitely a thing, especially when you're trying to play both sides of the ball where you never get a break.
All right, let's take a time out here and continue the conversation. The various ways you could see them utilizing Travis Hunter on the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2026. David Garrard in studio here with us for the remainder of the hour on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors studios of 1010XL. 1010XL takes you behind the microphone.
If anything, I'm the funny one. All right, dude, let's not start with this again, okay? You're the one who just started it.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
I just wish that you could say that I'm as funny as you are.
They are The Drill.
Yeah, well, I wish I could say that too.
Mornings on 1010XL.
New year, new lifetime dreams. Let's build them together. Jeff Breyer here with the Lifetime family of companies, your local backyard
and indoor
home improvement specialists.
That's right, Dad. Lifetime enclosures, lifetime flooring, and lifetime windows.
Glass and screen enclosures, outdoor kitchens, pergolas, replacement windows, all to enhance your home's livability and value. And a huge flooring showroom with thousands of the latest tile, LVP, hardwood, and carpet selections to help you fall in love with your home again.
Come experience the lifetime difference. Call or visit one of our showrooms today for our limited lifetime offers.
Lifetime enclosures.
Dream Finders Homes Monday.
Jaguars Today.
At Hollis Pools, building a pool is personal. We sit down with you, listen to your vision, and bring your backyard dreams to life right here in Northeast Florida. Working with us doesn't feel like working with a contractor. It feels like working with family. Every Hollis Pools project supports Project Savior Outdoors, helping bring hope to our veterans. Visit hollispools.com. Hollis Pools, your vision, your pool, your escape. License number CPC 1461233.
I'm with Refuse Cycles of Jacksonville, and the fall part of the year just offers so much fun, especially when you're out and about. Tell everybody what's happening with Triumph right now.
They have got a lot of new models on the road, from Scrambler 400s. They've got the legendary Rocket motorcycle. Lots of really cool bikes to choose from.
And the price point and all the tricks that come with the Triumph bike, they're all there.
They're all there. Entry level to the greatest of the great. We've got them.
Look for them online, cyclesofjacksonville.com. Check out their Facebook page or that showroom on Atlantic near Regency.
If fishing is in your DNA, hop in the boat with Captain Kevin. It's the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show, brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss and Royal Pest Services.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
And that concludes the Joe C. Jack of All Trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French drain.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, just call me first, Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clearwater irrigation
and drainage too.
Start your new year off healthy and get screened at Ackerman Cancer Center with on-site imaging, including whole body MRI, PET and CT scans, and mammography. Early detection is key. Visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
Today's restaurant of the day, Flame Broiler, the Rice Bowl King. Try their new char wings. Char-broiled, never fried, grilled to perfection. Available as a 3 or 10-piece side combo meal with rice and a drink. Order today at one of 5 Jacksonville Flame Broiler locations.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Hey gang, Prosser here. When it comes time to sell your home, don't worry about any, quote, problems you think might be related, because I've got the perfect team that will keep you right on track. In fact, they've got a guarantee that you can't beat. And that is Chad and Sandy, the agents I would call to sell my home. You see why? Your home sold guaranteed, or they will buy it. Need to sell now? Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, and stress-free. But the promise is this. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Jacksonville homes are selling, but many take months and a low price to sell. Getting top price means aggressive marketing. Chad and Sandy Newman are the Jacksonville experts who have proven systems to drive demand to sell your home. Darcy in San Jose said, I felt too isolated in my retirement. I wanted to buy in a different area, better suited for me. I spoke to several agents who didn't seem to care. I needed to find someone I could rely on. In come Chad and Sandy, and in 3 days, the home was sold. ChadandSandy.com or 904-414-6200.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. David Garrard on Jaguars Today, enhanced by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida. Professional water damage and fire restoration services on 1010XL.
My man's not holding back. That's some of the best chair dancing we've had in the last several years here.
It's my last one.
On Jaguars Today. Get it out there.
Got to.
DG. As you... I don't know what you do in the off season other than play softball, but as you are out on the boat or whatever.
I don't get to play softball. I'm a coach.
Oh, you don't play any softball?
No. I just told you I practiced with the girls the other night. Now I'm going in to talk to my doctor about my knees.
I know. It would seem that the coach wouldn't have a knee issue, but
this coach does.
All right. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't know if coaching would lend you to have knee issues.
Still participate with the girls in practice. They need somebody in left or right, so I'm out there. I'm showing them drills, and I don't just talk them through it. I actually show them the drills. So maybe I'm not showing many drills anymore, and I'm just talking them through it.
Just talk them.
Like
this diagram.
Yeah.
Just do whatever you need to.
It's sad.
Parker Washington, Tony Smith, you were out of the room a moment ago. If I took Parker Washington from the moment Travis Hunter got injured, post-Rams game, from that point on, Parker Washington played at what pace as a receiver? How many yards would Parker Washington add? He took his post-Travis Hunter injury pace and played it out for a 17-game schedule. What do you think?
1,100?
1,208, 1,209, something like that. That's pretty good. Like, if your top receiver has 1,200 yards, that's a pretty legitimate number. So he did play like that down the stretch when he was afforded those kind of opportunities. This will be interesting. What if you just took the last 4 games of the year, including the Buffalo playoff game, and
that pace
played, and he kept that pace over a 17-game season? How many yards would Parker Washington have had receiving?
I'm gonna go with 1,400.
1,900.
Dang.
29 and a half.
Parker, I'm going to need you to get your pace up, man. Let's
right.
go.
I mean, holy smokes.
Let's go.
That's why it's going to be very difficult to figure out what kind of contract if you're going to try to extend Parker Washington.
Yeah.
What do you pay him as?
Yeah.
What is he to you? Is he your number one?
Yeah, you can look at the league, that 1,200 number. And again, these are players who got to that number. That doesn't mean they played the whole season. There were other receivers, I'm sure, that were maybe on that kind
of
pace.
Sure.
Right, but 7.
7 guys hit 1,200 yards.
7 guys hit 1,200 in the league last year.
So
Zay
he would have
Flowers,
been one of
Trey
8.
McBride, yep. Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Jamar Chase, George Pickens, Puka, Jackson Smith, and Jigba.
Honestly, Zay Flowers, man, boggles my mind that he gets in there. But he did. But yeah, I mean, it would have boggled a lot of people's minds.
Olave
would
have gotten there. Nico Collins would have gotten there. There's a couple guys you can see.
Right, so maybe like 15 guys if you really went through the whole thing and took guys who got hurt.
Yeah. I don't know that the Jags, I don't know if I even see Parker as a number 1 receiver. I just don't. I think he
doesn't fit the
because he's
stereotype
great
of
in
your
the
typical
slot.
Well, he's short.
Well, yeah, that's the
part
truth.
of it.
No, absolutely, but he's great at what he does in the slot. I would want to pay him as, one of the top slot guys.
Well, I think he can be whatever you want him to be in that regard, like the 1,400 yard guy. They need Brian Thomas Jr. to be the threat on the outside.
Absolutely.
Right? It's Amon-Ra St. Brown is a really dangerous receiver. He's more dangerous because Jameson Williams is pretty good right now.
And he's also going to get those targets regardless. Like, Amon-Ra is the kind of guy that every week you can count on 8, 9, 10 12
against the
targets coming
top
his way.
DBs that are going up against him. I don't know if Parker is always getting the
I don't
top
think he's
DB.
He made that's a good point as well. He's not always going against the top DB,
Which
we
is
saw it
why
down
I
the
think
stretch.
he is great, because if you got other guys around him that do take those guys, now he's going to kill whoever you put on him, because he's your second, third best DB, and that's where he can eat
But
that guy up.
but he's homegrown. He's versatile. He can do a little of everything for you. He produces.
Oh yeah,
he's a great. I mean, what are you paying him though?
Best slot guy.
Who would that be? I don't know. I mean, but like
Wes Welker.
At a time, if we could pay him whatever Wes Welker made at his peak, I'd do that right now. I don't know what that was. But
It's like
it was a different
$3 million.
different tax bracket at the time. Like Cooper Kupp in his heyday,
yeah,
played out of the slot more than anything, right?
Yep.
So he won the receiving triple crown. Did they say, well, he can only do it out of the slot? Well, that's how we're going to use it. I mean, okay.
I don't care where you go out there and kill the defense. Just go do it. And if you do it and do it at a high level, you should get paid for it.
I think he is versatile. I mean, when I look at, compared to what Jacoby Myers did present a bigger body, taller, stature,
taller, yeah.
reliable set of hands, good target. But Parker Washington, who outplayed the other in the second half of the year? I think it was Parker Washington,
did,
and he's already your guy.
Yeah.
And you've rewarded this new guy coming in.
But I just don't know if you see him as being paid as a number one receiver, though.
Okay, is Jacoby Myers being paid as a number one? He's not being paid as a number one. That's not number
what I'm
one
saying.
money anymore.
No, I would put Parker Washington in the same kind of category.
So $20 million-ish a year.
Sure.
Can you do it?
Only because he hasn't had a year where you're like, okay, that was he had 1,100 yards, he had 12 touchdowns. Like, you haven't had that yet, so you're going off potential. So I want to make sure you can get some of those numbers with, different things that they put in your contract, so that if you have this many catches and this many touchdowns, your pay will increase a substantial amount. But we don't know if that was just that year. What if we now start saying you are our X or the Z, and you don't really grow there? Like, that's not your lane. And they're like, all right, we're going to put him back in slot. And then you go off killing again, but you still have 900 yards. Like, you want that top high-end guy to be that guy that can do whatever you need him to do.
But if you don't have that, I don't think they do. I don't think they feel Brian Thomas is that. He might be the closest raw material to being that, but he is not in terms of consistency.
He ain't showed us that yet.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, he showed us.
He showed us before. But
He's given us a glimpse of what it can look like. But then he's also given us a glimpse of what regression looks like.
Looking at the list of receivers in the league right now that are making somewhere between 20 and 25 a year. All right, here are the names on that list. Jacoby. Mike Evans is 20.25. Stephon Diggs, 21.1. Chris Godwin, 22. Devontae Adams, 22. Cortland Sutton, 23. Calvin Ridley, 23. Michael Pittman, 23.3. Nico Collins, 24.25. And Devontae Smith, 25.
There are some of those guys that I would say he's not in their class. There's some of those guys I'd say, he's got a name that is more recognizable, but, he is every bit the player and performer that some of these guys on that list are. I mean, I don't think that's, I'd like to keep everybody together, but Parker Washington, I'm not going to fault him if he wants to get the biggest payday he could possibly get. Because, like you said, it's one thing. Teams love the incentive-based pay. Because then if you perform, what do the players like? They like that guaranteed money.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, how were incentive-based contracts looked at in your day? Like, if there's an added incentive on the end, that if I play X amount of snaps or whatever, as a bonus, that's one thing. But most guys are not willing to have their majority of their pay based on that, I would imagine.
No. You want that signing bonus. That's the main thing that you want. And then they also like to talk about what you get paid yearly. But players are more than happy to have incentives out there. Let me get paid if I do this, this, and this. It definitely is motivating, but it's the signing bonus. Like, what am I getting guaranteed?
Right.
and then we can talk about everything else.
All right, let's come back. Let's take a look at this poll and give a few more details on how we might want to utilize Travis Hunter, like to see him utilized this year, and how we would vote in today's question of the day. Primarily a corner, dabbling at wide receiver, the reverse, about an even split as a full-time two-way player, or very game plan specific week to week. Those are your options in today's Chad and Sandy Real Estate question of the day poll. We'll continue along Jaguars Today for the next 30 right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Get the goods on Gainesville 24/7. Search 1010XL Gators on YouTube.
Get a healthy start in 2026. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to help you get healthy and stay healthy all year long. Our dedicated team is committed to providing high-quality care and trusted public health services for our community. Our mission is simple: to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Learn more about our programs and services by visiting duval.floridahealth.gov.
It's a Dreamfinders Homes Monday.
Official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Finding the right plumber to reline your cast iron pipes doesn't have to be a stressful experience. When you hire Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, you can rest assured you're getting the best in the industry. At Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, we're so confident in our work that we encourage you to get multiple estimates. Look at each company's reviews and check the scope of their pipelining work to make sure it's what you're expecting. But at the end of the day, make the superior choice. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. Request a free estimate at superiorplumbingjax.com.
Low mortgage rates are back. Listen, Loan Pronto has fixed rate mortgages with APRs as low as 4.89%. It's the lowest in years. Hey, gang, Prosser here. Smart homeowners are taking advantage of this while they can. If you got stuck in a 6% loan, you can lower your payment big time, or you can keep your primary mortgage intact, get cash out, equity with Loan Pronto's rapid equity loans. One homeowner just got $250,000 out of their home. They paid off all their credit cards, some car loans, and cut their monthly expense by $2,000. Call now. See what option works best for you, but don't miss this big rate drop of 2026. Ask about new home loans, VA loans, full cash out refis, or their famous rapid equity loan. You can close in less than 2 weeks. You may be able to skip your next 2 house payments altogether. Call 904-999-1508 or visit loanpronto.com. No hard credit pull. 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. APR for well-qualified buyers.
Visit NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Basketball is back as Division I college basketball takes center stage with the UNF Ospreys. Osprey basketball returns home to CSI Company's court at UNF Arena this Thursday, January 29th, against the Hatters from Stetson. So make your plans to see the Ospreys in action at UNF Arena on Thursday, January 29th, against Stetson. Tip-off at 7. Visit UNFOspreys.com/buy tickets now to secure your seats. UNFOspreys.com/buy tickets now.
Swoop! You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Jacksonville is the flip side of Florida. And inside the flip side, the action never stops. If you're tired of hearing about the best games after the final whistle, don't get left on the sidelines. Whether it's a unique sporting event you've never seen, a weekend with the family, or a winning date night, Visit Jacksonville is your ultimate playbook. Get in the game. Head to visitjacksonville.com/locals or download the Visit Jax app today and see everything coming in 2026. Jacksonville. Experience the flip side.
Gated communities, homeowners association, secure corporate centers. When you need a full-line fence company capable of any size job, you need to think about Duval Fence. They've got the latest and greatest in gate operators and access control systems. Security is huge these days, and you want a gate that operates smoothly, around the clock, every time you hit the button. Count on a company that's been serving Duval and the First Coast for decades. That's Duval Fence. For the latest in gate operators, commercial or residential, check out Duval Fence.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's Golden Moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, the golden moment today is learning that Grant Udinski withdrew his name for consideration of the Cleveland Browns head coaching gig. And according to a report from Adam Schefter, the Jags gave him a raise in pay, which, well played by Udinski to capitalize on the interest in you. At the very least, that's more money in his coffers, and hopefully the Jags' profile stays high and he has more opportunities in the future. I mean, look, you're torn. You want the guy to have success. You want Liam Cohen to have his own coaching tree and have a springboard for success, because then other guys are going to want to come here. But in the short term, do you want to change that much after your first year here? He is allowed to, by the way, in this agreement with the Jags, continue to pursue the Buffalo Bills head coaching job. It's a slightly different plane of existence. So, again, my feeling is it was something along the lines of, hey, guys, I don't know if I can turn this down. If they offer this to me, it's a head coaching gig. It's a lot more money. It's a lot more responsibility. I know it's not the ideal position, but think I might have to do this. Well, how much more money are we talking about, right? He's not getting head coaching money, I'm quite sure, as a non-play calling OC, but maybe a nice bump in pay, Dave, satiates you for this offseason. And look, I don't know how many teams would do that, give you a raise and say, yeah, continue to pursue this other job. And if you get that one, we understand why you would take that and wish you the best.
Yeah, it's well played by him. And also maybe the Cleveland job might have been coming his way, and he just said, you know what, I'm going to take this money, stay here, because the Buffalo job might be a better one, but if I don't get it, at least I get a nice little, bump in my pay here with Jags. So who knows? But I am happy that our guys are getting looks, because it just means we're on the come up.
Yeah, look, maybe he found out he wasn't going to get it, and he still, either way, he parlayed it quite well, And I could care less, man. There's no salary cap on coaches' salary.
Exactly.
Let them all make whatever they want to make. If Shad Khan's willing to pay it, who am I to stand in the way? I hope they're all the highest paid guys, because that is the one sure way, one factor at least, when deciding, situation's important, but money's important too. If you're willing to pay among the best in the league for your assistants, you're going to do well.
Right, and I think the McVay tree, it's a couple of factors, right? McVay is really good. Right, so it doesn't matter what he's having to replace. He's getting the right guys in place, and they're remaining successful constantly with the Rams. But he also doesn't get in anybody's way. It's just like, oh, you got an opportunity, go. We want it to be a springboard for you. We want you to have all kinds of success here so that you can have success at the next spot. Don't get in the way of it. Your guys getting talked to, you go, man, go.
He was in that position himself at one point, so he's going to repay those guys and let the guys coming up understand that and experience it just like he did, and say, hey, good luck to you.
All right, let's let Tony take us around the rest of the NFL.
Now, Gems Around the NFL, brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Pittsburgh is hiring Mike McCarthy as their next head coach. Steelers president Art Rooney II talked about the hire over the course of the weekend, did say that they did not hire McCarthy with the idea of trying to reunite him with Aaron Rodgers necessarily, but that the door is open for Rodgers to potentially return to the Steelers. Denver quarterback Bo Nix has undergone successful surgery for the fractured ankle that he suffered at the end of their divisional round win last weekend. He is expected to miss 3 to 4 months. NFL teams' offseason programs begin in March, and New England linebacker Robert Spillane suffered an ankle injury during the first quarter of their win yesterday. He was not able to return to the game. That'll be one I'm sure we'll be updating as we go through the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Sam Darnold, we find out after the game, barely practiced all week. You never know what's going on with these. Oh, he's fine. He's limited. He'll be fine. It feels okay. Whatever. Had Seattle lost that game, how would that have been, put out there as, is this an excuse? Instead, it's being used to prop him up for playing, according to his own head coach, one of the greatest games in NFL history. Everybody likes to be a little over the top at this time of year. Yeah. Look, he did throw for 340 plus and 3 touchdowns.
I want my head coach to say
He's
that
very
about
good.
me.
Yeah.
Look, he was fantastic last year. It just ended on a sour note for him, and you're sitting here and you're like, Should Minnesota have kept him? The easy answer is yes. They should have. When you find did the Jags go, we paid De'Ami Brown, we got to keep running him out there? No. They said, no, he's not playing well enough. We got guys who are playing better, and we're going to do exactly that. Cole Van Lanen, if you show us you're that valuable, you're going to get the opportunity. And we're going to sign you. Be. I agree as far as that goes. All right, so let's take a look at today's Chad and Sandy Real Estate question of the day, where things stand right now. Let's go around the table, and give our kind of how it stands in our own mind right now for Travis Hunter's usage. We asked today, how should the Jaguars utilize Travis Hunter in 2026? A, mainly a corner, but a part-time wide receiver. B, mainly a wide receiver, but a part-time corner. C, let the matchup dictate week to week. Or D, a full-time two-way player as much as his body allows him to be. You can, fill in the blanks in your own particulars there. Dave, how would you vote?
Yeah, I'm going to actually probably surprise everybody. I'm going to go with D, because I just feel like we didn't get to see that whole thing play out this past season, and I'd like to see it. I know he would like to see it. The team feels like they still want to see it. So give it another opportunity. And as the season goes, then maybe you start to adjust if you can tell, okay, it's just too much for both ways, but maybe we start to work him one side or the other a little bit more as the season goes. So that's going to be mine. I think start him off 50-50 again. Let's see what he can handle and see if he does be that dominant player on both sides of the ball.
Tony?
That's my favorite of the answers. Is, let him play full-time both ways. I think I'm not going to try to kick against where I see the situation right now on the team, and they're very comfortable at wide receiver with the options they have. In the secondary, they're just not, and if the GM is willing to say it, he's like, you can see it. He's like, you can see it. He's probably going to play more defense, right? Like, if the GM's willing to say it at this point, I'll stick with him. I want it to be that.
Yeah.
Like, I desperately want the Travis Hunter experiment to be what we all thought it could be. At some time, it's like, this is a star on both sides of the ball. Like, and I think there's still the potential for that to be the way this whole thing works out. But if I'm having to pick one or the other today as to what I would do with it, if I was the one putting the plan together, I'd probably say I need him more at corner than I do at wide receiver, at least for now.
Obviously, these things have nuance, and it's not all of one and none of the other, right?
Yeah.
But I'm more inclined to vote with you, Dave, because if not him, if not now, then never.
Never,
right?
yeah.
It's never going to
He's
happen.
the perfect person for
You've
it.
got the guy who's done it and is used to playing that level. The injury was not a cumulative usage injury. It was just a fluke kind of, non-contact injury. So this was your goal, your whole vision. What you were willing to give up multiple first and a second-round draft pick to do is to go out there because you thought you had a star on both sides of the ball. I'm not ready to quit that right now. Now, do I think it ends up with him playing 70% of the snaps on both sides? No, I don't. But I'll say this. If you think he's one of your three best receivers, just because you have three competent receivers, play your best guys. And again, this is what you drafted him for. To me, I think it's going to end up, yes, I think he'll end up right now. If I had to bet, he'll play more corner than wide receiver. But I do think it'll land on C ultimately, which matchup dictates week to week. If you're playing a team that's a power running team, and it also, if you're playing in a week where Jacoby Meyer's not available, I mean, any given week, you may need what you envision the need being as greater on defense. That's how it sits today on January 26th. May not be the case in week 4, So I'm more open to let the matchup dictate, but start out with the goal of letting him at least strive to be that full-time player.
Yes.
You can always dial it back. I think once you go, just play over here.
Yeah.
It's the further you get into his career, the harder it's going to be to get back to the vision that you had when he came into the league.
Absolutely.
So, RJ, you got to vote on this one?
Yeah, I'm saying start him out as DB and part-time as a wide receiver, just due to the fact, and Tony alluded to it, I don't think that really Jacksonville, when Liam Cohen and company came in, I think they liked Brian Thomas Jr. It felt to me that maybe they didn't know what they had in Parker Washington. I didn't believe that he would be utilized in the offense as much as he was down the line. Now that you're able to see that and you're coming back with this full group, also Brenton Strange being involved in that Travis Etienne also being that gadget guy. I'm wondering where Jacksonville, if they do go that route where they say, okay, you're full-time as a DB and we're going to use you part-time as a wide receiver. You talked about it earlier in the show. Now, just how does that look? Is it simply red zone? Is it 3rd and 5 situations? Is it, 3rd and 10 situations? Just kind of where are we going with that aspect? But I don't know if they're comfortable right now saying we can play him full-time on both sides because we're so comfortable and have so many weapons now on the offensive side of the ball. We just need you a little bit more on the defensive side, although he will be a weapon on offense. We do know that at some point in the regular season, but I don't think it's as heavy as it was when they initially drafted him.
All right, so I'll say 2 votes here for mainly corner, part-time wide receiver, 2 votes for full-time player, at least until proven that he can't do it.
Yeah.
Right? 76% going mainly corner, part-time receiver, 12% going full-time two-way player, 10.5% going matchup will dictate week to week. That's more like, I think that's where it ends up, but I'm going to start out with the mindset that I'm going to let him prove to me that he can handle more than that. And then only 1.5% going with mainly a wide receiver and a part-time cornerback. We got 1 segment to go. You're listening to Jaguars Today. Keep it right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking mumbo-jumbo. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from high heels to wagon wheels. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Jaguars Today.
It's a Dream Finders Homes Monday.
Some auto shops love giving your wallet a flush every time you visit. Not AA Automotive. They fix only what needs fixing, nothing more. Honest, fast, and fair. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street. Boring name, awesome service, and no wallet flush.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to ITPPartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
What's up, Duval? I'm Chad Valamek, owner of Purple Heart Pools, Jacksonville's veteran-owned pool company for over 10 years. We specialize in new pool construction and pool renovations, built on military values, integrity, communication, attention to detail, and honor. Now is the perfect time to start your pool project, so when the heat hits, your pool is ready. As an Iraq War veteran and Purple Heart recipient, pride in what I do is everything. Let me show you the difference in how my team and I execute your pool project with military precision. Call Purple Heart Pools, Jacksonville's veteran pool company.
Hi, folks, it's Frank Frangie. All those festive holiday feasts probably have added a few extra pounds, but here's the thing. You can make this the year you finally lose the weight safely and for good. Now, you know by now my daughter Amber kicked off the journey with Awaken 180 weight loss back in the summer. You ready for this? She's lost 100 pounds in 6 months. Man, is she proud of that. 100 pounds. And she really did it with this really, really good plan. There's no shots, no medications, no supplements, just real food and a proven plan. That's right, with Awaken 180, you can still enjoy your favorite food and drink. No more yo-yo diets or feeling deprived. The structured program empowers you to control your eating without hunger. It really is doable. Don't just resolve to make the change. Make the change. Call Awaken 180 today and take that first small step. Book your consultation now, 1-844-346-1800, or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It worked for Amber. It really did. And it can work for you. Awaken 180 weight loss.
When your home or business deserves more than ordinary glass, you trust the experts. Capital Glass and Shower Doors has been elevating spaces for over 40 years with precision, craftsmanship, and clean, modern design. From sleek frameless shower enclosures to elegant glass railings, wine cabinets, and any custom glass that makes a statement, Capital Glass delivers unmatched quality, service, and attention to detail. Your vision, their expertise. Capital Glass and Shower Doors at capcoglass.com.
Start your new year off healthy. Get screened at Ackerman Urology for common cancers of the prostate, bladder, and kidney. Early detection is key with 5 locations across Northeast Florida. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. She's our QB. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida.
All right, question here on the text line. One of them said, I cannot believe you're talking about Travis Hunter. I mean, this is just beating it to death. Literally the first day we've spent any time on Travis Hunter since the season ended on this show. Guarantee you it is. But that's okay. You know, if you think it's the last, probably find another show. Honestly. Like, what do you think we're going to talk about in January? Guys, like, this is just speculation on how they're going to use it. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we shouldn't talk about the draft until we know who they're picking, right? We shouldn't talk about the draft prior to the draft because we'd be speculating on who they might pick.
We also shouldn't speculate about how the game's going to turn out.
Why predict the game, Dave? Just sit back, watch, and see what happens, and then you're allowed to say what happened.
In hindsight.
You're always only allowed to talk in hindsight.
We'll be right most of the time.
Welcome to your first day of listening to sports radio.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm sorry if I'm being difficult. Different person.
Okay.
But how do you coordinate a run game or a passing game? How is that a job? They're not coordinating anything but what Liam wants to call on Sunday. They're coaches, not coordinators. These words matter, in my opinion. Probably why Udinski is getting offers. Oh, well, I'm getting off my soapbox. Teams have gone to this a lot lately, having a run game coordinator, pass game coordinator. It's just another level. Liam Cohen's running everything.
Yeah.
Okay, he's running the offense, but he's running everything. Okay? And so you got a guy who works with Trevor on a daily basis. What do you like? What do you not like? Let's focus on this more. Hey, Liam, let's put more of this into the game plan, more of this into the practice session. I mean, it's become a widespread thing. I don't think they're just creating, make work jobs here.
No.
Is my impression.
Well, you have different coaches with different strengths. A running backs coach is going to have a pretty good idea about his backs and the run game if that's, somebody that you would have doing the run game. They're installing those plays. They're coming up with plays. They're coming up with plays in the right situations on first and second down, third and long. Like they're doing a goal line. Somebody is specializing in it. Every coach can still have input in plays, but then on game day, your play caller is going to now call those plays from the different section of his call sheet. Whether it's first down, second down, third and long, whatever it is. Same thing with your passing game coordinator. They're putting in the pass plays because your head coach has to oversee the whole team. And so giving somebody that has that ability that has shown they can call good pass plays and attack the defense in certain ways, let that be your strength, and you focus on that. You don't have to focus on the pass and the run game, but then you will come together so you can marry both of them together so that your play action looks like your run game, and it's not like, well, why are you doing that play action? We don't even have that run in. You've got to be able to work together on these things, but having somebody specifically on the pass game, specifically on the run game, bring them together. It's a beautiful thing a lot of times.
Bottom line for me is I'm at the point where Liam Cohen has earned trust.
Yeah,
so this
absolutely.
organization has earned the trust to see what their next moves are going to be. And Liam Cohen filled out a hell of a coaching staff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the improvements they saw on both sides of the ball, career years out of a number of guys, and your coordinators, even one who's not a play caller, are getting multiple job interviews for head coaching candidacies. He killed it with the coaching staff he put together.
Yep.
So if he wants to hire somebody to be the run game coordinator, I'm not saying we can't critique every move, but, barring something coming up as to why this guy would not be a good fit and a good mix with what they're building here, I say more power to it, man.
Well, don't speculate, Mike. So,
that's a whole nother thing. All right, let's welcome in XL Primetime.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hey, Stephen A. Smith dressed just like you there. What about the
They
what?
could never look as good as me.
You're both wearing hoodies, man.
Yeah, it's cold outside.
How do they determine what the dress code is on ESPN? Some days they're in suits, some days they're in hoodies.
I don't know.
Here's the thing about radio: never in a suit.
Never
this guy,
a problem.
Never in a suit.
Never a problem.
Sirs, what do you got coming up, man? Are you bemoaning what the Jags could have done in that game yesterday?
Of course I am. Two terrible teams yesterday.
Oh,
AFC
man.
Championship game was abysmal. Had nothing to do with the weather.
Just a mess of mistakes and ugly offense. And I don't know if it had nothing to do with the weather. I will disagree with you on that. But
we saw what happened before the weather.
No, you're right.
They were terrible.
You're right. They were bad. I mean, 86 yards passing for Drake May.
Yeah.
What did Stidham had 10 yards in the second half, I think?
You saw that long pass he threw?
Yeah.
It took 2 hours to get there.
It did hang up a little bit, but they punched it in.
Yeah.
Two decisions: kick the field goal, and hey, Stidham, don't do that two-hand shove
What was
thing.
all that about?
Whatever that was. If you just take the sack, punt it away, you probably win that game 7-3. I mean, the way it was going.
This guy's never done a chest pass in the
Mm,
game.
I
don't know.
can't say that I haven't, especially not backwards.
Although Patrick Mahomes throws it left-handed behind his back, he throws
yeah.
it underhand, he throws it any way he wants to.
That's why he's Pat Mahomes.
Oh, okay. All right. But he wasn't Pat Mahomes.
He's got a track record
Until
now.
he was Pat
Street
Mahomes.
cred. He's
He
got
does.
street cred.
You can't get to be that until you start out as a
All right,
Stidham.
Stidham, you
All right,
don't
you
have
gotta
any
start
more-
out as Stidham.
You have no more street cred.
All right. Sir,
You never
great
had it.
show.
Appreciate it, bro.
All right, man. Leon Searcy with the we're rocking the Stephen A. Smith collection today around these. So I gotta be careful, man. When he walks by me, I don't know what I'm in for. What you got coming up this summer, man? What's on the docket for David Garrard?
Well, a really cool thing. Everything's softball for some reason. My son going off to school this summer. That's going to be
East
a lot
Carolina.
of fun. Yep, East Carolina. And then we're actually going up in May to play a softball tournament in Greenville.
Oh,
which
nice.
is where ECU is, and that should be a lot of fun too. So we're getting the gang and we're traveling 7.5 hours to go play some ball.
Oh, well, that's what you do when you're a travel softball star coach like David Garrard.
I don't know about the star part.
You got that NFL money to fall back on there as well. All right, DG, it's been a wonderful year having you back in on Mondays. Look forward to doing it again, and hopefully,
Great run.
Big expectations this year when you come back in August.
And it's okay to have those.
Why not?
Yeah.
Let's fulfill them.
And we've always had them, but they were kind of not always
questionable.
Yeah, there you go.
In hindsight.
In
Which
hindsight.
is the best sight, as we learned today. All right, that's going to do it for us. One more round with Jeff Lageman tomorrow. For Tony Smith and RJ Saunders, and for the great DG David Garrard, I'm Mike Dempsey. Thank you for tuning in to Jaguars Today. Back again tomorrow from 10 to noon on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.